So please start.
Good evening, all. Today we are meeting to discuss, to learn something other than academics, and that is the financial aspect. The money matters. Yes, what matters is money, ultimately. Since childhood, we are prepared to earn money sometime in our life. Now we are learning here how to earn more money, how to save money, how to earn money while saving money, how to save money while earning money. So the learning continues. And we have expert to teach us all these things, and we all are ready to learn. So to start the session, first of all, I would like to welcome Maha IP President Dr. Sanjay Pakmode sir for his welcome address.
Namaskar, good evening. So from since yesterday, third meeting, yesterday night, today morning, and today evening. Downs Day celebration. Today is a Downs Day. So yesterday only we had a good meeting, is very good session with Dr. Chopde and Dr. Pardhi. Sonali Pardhi. And today we have arranged for the parents and few other people with the CRC. Again, a wonderful session. And the last month we skip this topic because of lot of activities in the month of Feb, and Feb was a very short month of 28 days only. So in this heading of money wisdom prescribing prosperity, which we have tagline which we have given for this year, for the financial aspects to learn from the financial advisors and financial people who are very versed. Our own Maha IP and Dr. Prashant Chavan, who is a chartered wealth manager from Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, has taken a lead and is inviting so many people from this finance field and introducing to us and advising. Rather, we are the learning from him and his other people, associate people of finance people, which are very good in that particular field, as a moderator. And so this today the topic chosen, this is the second episode, and exploring asset classes for the wealth creation. And for this we got along with the Prashant one more speaker, that is a Prashant Shah sir, who is a MS Finance and he's a PhD scholar from Ahmedabad. Hope all the attendees and I welcome all the Maha IP people who have joined for the today's meet. Our secretary, dynamic secretary, Dr. Amol, and invited person, Dr. Vinit Tyagi, who is a close friend of mine. He's also GMCN. Now he's ex-EB from UP. And then convener, Dr. Sanjay Deshmukh, Vice President, Dr. Pankaj Agrawal, then editor, Rishi Lodia, and Women Wing Chairperson, Dr. Jaya Shivalkar Madam, and other people who have joined. If I skip anybody's name. So I welcome you all for this today's session on the finance. Over to Jaya ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your welcome address. Now I invite Maha IP Secretary General Dr. Amol Pawar to share his thoughts on today's session.
Thank you, Jaya ma'am. First of all, I welcome today's expert speaker, Dr. Mr. Prashant Shah, who is from Ahmedabad. The main person behind this financial series of webinars, Dr. Prashant Chavan from Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. And today's special guest, my dear friend, since last 4 or 5 years, Dr. Vinit Tyagi sir, who is currently executive board member of National IIP, and also he was treasurer of a large event in pediatric, that is uh, most most attended conference, Pedicon, Noida Pedicon. He was the treasurer of that event, and he was also secretary of UPIAP. So I welcome all these guests and all the office bearers of Maharashtra IIP, Sanjay sir, and whole team, and also all the delegates. So we'll be learning various asset classes which are very essential, or pediatrician or any person uh, uh, who is earning money should know what are the different asset classes for wealth creation. And we all know that there is some plateau in our pediatric practice. Pediatric practice mostly start at around 30 years of age, and then first 10 to 12 years people work a lot, and then there is some plateau in the practice, and then again maintenance phase, and then retirement phase. So whatever hard earned money we have gathered in our practice, that should be safe enough for that money should grow. So to get that knowledge, we need our financial experts. And this year, uh, President Sanjay Pakmode sir has consented to carry on these financial webinars on financial this thing. So I welcome again all the guests and ask our chairperson of Women Committee, today's moderator, Dr. Jaya Shivalkar ma'am, to carry out the further proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you, Amol sir. Now I invite Dr. Sanjay Deshmukh, convener, Maha-IP, to say a few words.
Good evening, all respected Maha-IP members, and all the dignitaries has rightly said. As a pediatrician, doctors are the least bothered how to manage the finance. सब पैसा पैसा कमाते हैं, लेकिन पैसा कमाने के बाद में उसको कैसे यूटिलाइज करना है, वी नेवर नोज. पहले टाइम पैसा कमाने जाता है और फिर वो पैसा आने के बाद भी उसको क्या करना है, वी नेवर नोज. So we were thankful to Dr. Prashant Chauhan. This year we think out of box and we plan we shall have financial literacy in our members. So advantage should be given to our Maha-IP members. Not only our Maha-IP members, I think all the doctors can join this webinar. And we are very fortunate today. We have experts in this field, Mr. Prashant Shah from Ahmedabad, and our own member, Dr. Vinit Tyagi sir. Last month we contacted him and he graciously accepted this invitation. And he is our own Maharashtrian, but now he is from Noida. So welcome Dr. Tyagi sir and Mr. Prashant Shah sir. And we will assure you that this series will continue, and we want to make financial literacy to our own members. So welcome all, and let's begin the financial bonanza. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sanjay Deshmukh. So we all are ready to listen to experts. And to start the session, I invite Dr. Prashant Chauhan, pediatrician, who is a chartered wealth manager, is a founder, Market Medicos, a financial literacy initiative. He is NAC, NISM certified option trader and trainer, actively exploring financial markets since last 7 years. He has developed option trading module called Option Maven. He has developed market analyst mentorship program, and he has trained more than 1,000 professionals in active investing and trading, a rare combination of financial intelligence and medical intelligence. So we welcome Dr. Prashant Chauhan, and I hand over further proceedings to him.
Good evening all. First of all, thank you Maha-IP, President Pakmode sir, Secretary Pawar sir, Sanjay Deshmukh sir, our EB member Tyagi sir, Vinat sir, our own here ED member Dr. Nikhil Pathak sir, Ganesh Kulkarni sir, and Prashant Jadhav sir for taking this initiative to literate our colleagues, firstly pediatrician. I think this must be first activity that we are going to do in our association complete throughout the year. We are calling the experts from the different aspects that they will cover from the finance. So this time we have called upon my guru, and he was my teacher while doing chartered wealth manager course, and he's a well-known financial academician in Gujarat. He's Mr. Prashant V. Shah. He owns PSV Institutes, which offers the education for global qualification like CFA, CWM, CFP, and provides personal financial planning services. He was a ex-partner at Cavallia Schools of Learning. Then he was a faculty and head of CFP, CIMA, ACCA, faculty at CA, CMA, various institutes. He was doing this. He's teaching and providing financial assistance. He's running his YouTube channel with the name of Prashant Visha, where he has a more than 4,500 subscriber. He also writes his thoughts on blog where Prashant www.prashantvisha@wordpress.com, and which was dedicated to for specifically CFA program. And he has various seminars, blog writing, article publication, and various certification all across covered across the financial aspect. So I heartily welcome Dr. Mr. Prashant Shah sir, and he has accepted our request, and he is ready to share his all financial excellence today. He will try to narrate all the things according to our pediatrician or doctor base. So welcome, sir. Now I will introduce our special chief guest of today's, Dr. Vineet Taggi sir. Sir is now currently executive body member, very dynamic person, friendly person, and he's a director and senior pediatrician at Green City Hospital at Greater Noida. He was secretary of IAP at UP branch in 23-24. He was a member of International Pediatric Association, that is Environment Change and Health Chapter 23-24. He was also associated with the Finance Committee of IAP, Central IAP 22-23. He was a treasurer of UP IAP around 15-16. He was a finance secretary of UP around 17-22. He was associate editor for our Child Today Journal 22-24. He is well-known PALS instructor and NRP instructor. And as Sir Pawar sir told, he was a well-known treasurer while conducting Pedicon of 2021. He was secretary of Noida IIP 2022, and he was a president 2024 of IMA Greater Noida. So such a dynamic personality we have today as a chief guest. Sir, welcome from MahaIP to this our today's session. Now I will not take much of your time, and I will hand over further sessions to explore what are the different asset classes are there. So we will try to introduce all these asset classes initially. Dr. Prashant Shah sir will introduce. He will give pros and cons of each asset class, and then we will primarily focus. Your questions will be answered here. We will try to give all the answers to your question. So it must be a healthy discussion between you and our chief guest, like our guest Prashant Shah sir. So please, Prashant Shah, I welcome you, and you should start your presentation. So we'll earn something from your presentation.
Thank you so much, sir. It's a pleasure being here with so many doctors, and expectations are definitely sky high. I can see we started with roughly 20-25 doctors, and now we are reaching close to 100. It's a fantastic number.
So most of the people are joining for YouTube and everything. So
Right. So we're good in number. Of course, it's very motivating, and definitely, like, the topic today has been like well thought, because the current market scenario is very, very tricky, and this is actually the right time to talk about what different asset classes can do with us, what is the role play of different asset classes, because in rising market, everybody's running after stocks and mutual funds, and also it is very tough to teach anybody what is the importance of different asset classes. So it's a well thought topic today. And yes, as sir said, that we would be understanding briefly what different asset classes can do for us. And definitely the most excited part is the question answers, definitely. And yes, I can really see uh, that doctors being much more interested in finance, investment, and financial planning, and that we can also see at our institute that we have got consistently so many doctors enrolling with us for learning all the financial skills. Thank you so much, sir, for inviting me today. Let's begin with the small presentation. It's not going to take a lot of time, but I'll try to justify the topic as much as I can. It is one of it. And yes, hopefully we can continue further with further details about all these things. So topic here is exploring asset classes for wealth creation. Now, because I keep meeting so many students, I keep going to multiple places to discuss how to invest money, what is financial planning, what is wealth creation. These are some of the common discussions, and everybody wants to gather a lot of knowledge about it. And if I ask a simple question, how much wealth do you want to create? How much return do you want from your investments? Then the most common answer is maximum. Now, maximum actually is an infinite number, right, which cannot be defined by anybody. The people who come to investment world, they do not know how much return they want. That is the major and biggest problem with most of the investors that I can see right now. Like everybody comes to this investment world with an expectation that I do have 1 CR now. So probably 5 years down the line, I want 5 CR. So 1 CR to be 5 CR in 5 years is something like ridiculous return people are expecting from the different asset classes and essentially from equities. So that has been the reason when we talk about wealth creation, it is really very important for us to know what exactly is wealth creation. So understand, it is the simple process of investing your money to grow your wealth by choosing investments that align with your financial goals is called wealth creation. That is the first and prime objective we should be clear within our mind. And we also start with a clear disclaimer here that we are going to take the basics of different asset classes is neither an investment advice nor a recommendation. So it is always better and preferable that you consult a professional in this particular field registered with SEBI who can help you out all these things. But our objective is to enhance our awareness about the different asset classes and different investment avenues. And definitely it involves reasonable expectations about the performance of the assets. Now, this is something very, very important. Like we have just seen tremendous bull run in the market and everybody was running after it. Everybody was running after it. And everybody, it is very interesting to know that people come in the stock market with some exorbitant expectations. You are also aware about the same. Like people come to the market expecting 30, 40, 50% return in a year. Now that could be possible for 1 year. But when I talk about wealth creation, growing money, my investment horizon is much bigger. I'm not a trader. I'm actually a wealth creator, and wealth creation happens over a long period of time. So trading profit can be spontaneous for short term, but for a wealth creator, it will take a lot of time. So when I have a long period, I have to have reasonable expectations, means which is logical and attainable expectations I would be having with all the different asset classes. And yes, wealth creation requires your clear understanding about what you want to do. And that understanding is also, uh, it has to be reasonable in nature so that it can be achieved by any of the investment professional. Okay, so different asset classes, coming straight to the topic that we are going to learn today. And these are not the only asset classes, but I have taken up most common asset classes that one should always be using for their investments. So first one is equity. It requires no introduction. Then debt. Definitely it requires introduction. Another asset class is gold and silver. It requires refinement in understanding it as an asset class. And real estate. It is the most loved asset class. It also requires a lot of refinement when it comes to investment activity. Okay, now the concept of asset allocation. So we have seen different asset classes where we can deploy money or where a common man can deploy money. Now, when I'm using asset classes, there has to be some judicious combination. That is really very important. It requires the risk profiling, your goal, time horizon, risk taking capacity. All those things are to be considered. So essentially, we consider three things. First is the time horizon that you have. Another is the risk taking capacity and the goal itself. So the purpose for which you want to invest. These are the three things. Considering that, we try to set the different allocations, or the combination of all the asset classes is called asset allocation. Majority of the times you would identify, look at your own portfolio, you would identify you have never thought about any proper combination. And the combination in general anybody would have will be a drifting mix. Drifting mix means it keeps on moving with the market movement. So right now, say equities are running high, my overall investments would have higher component of equity, and see market crashes, then equity falls down. So definitely we have to think about creating some combination of different asset classes. That is really very important. And it is, in fact, when markets are not doing so good, it is the correct time to talk about what asset allocation can do with somebody's money. And having set the asset allocation, say for example, we identify somebody and we recommended that he has to invest roughly 60% in equity, 20% in gold, 10% in debt. So this is how we have set somebody's combination. Now, should that combination remain static forever? It should change with somebody's age at least. And with market movement, that combination keeps on changing. So it is really very important that we keep rebalancing our portfolio. And that is where most of the people go wrong in the process of wealth creation. So we have so many times learned that if you keep doing wrong things every time, you cannot expect the right result. And this is the most common mistake every investor that I can see now makes in this market. We don't follow the theory of asset allocation, number one. And number two is that having gained understanding about it, we simply don't rebalance our investments. There could be many reasons. Psychological reasons are there, taxation and transaction costs. These are the two major reasons because of which people don't rebalance. Rebalancing means, once again, restoring your balance. Say, for example, simply you thought that you would have 60% in equity and 40% in debt. You have to keep balancing your investments like over a period of time. If you're not doing it, once again, you are taking a risk. Right? So this is how the asset allocation is defined. Now, something very interesting, the most interested thing, and it doesn't require much introduction. Equity as an asset class, like we have seen last 4 or 5 years, have been very important for this asset class, wherein tremendous amount of people, fresh investors, have come in to this market. But yes, what shall be on an average the return expectation from this asset class? This is where most investors, the first time investors, made a lot of mistake. Definitely, on an average, like you shouldn't be expecting more than 11 to 14% investment return from this asset class. But seldom I've seen, even in fact, I've seen so many advisors promising around 18 to 20% return from this asset class, which is completely ridiculous. Right? So this is first thing, that we have to have reasonable expectation from every asset class. So work on this asset class with an expected return of 11 to 14%. Now, a lot of behavioral bias comes into this asset class. People always are much more aggressive on equity as an asset class when markets are booming up. That is the typical behavioral bias, psychology of people. And this trend, we have seen something very interesting. I'll share an example. So in this particular rally, we have seen small cap funds. Probably many of you would have invested also. Small cap funds have seen tremendous movement, like tremendous traction. Like they've got a lot of money. You check the Nippon small cap, like you'll be surprised to see the amount of money they have raised from people. But now, let us try to understand how many times people could actually relate the signs of small cap. We as an investor, as a common investor, we always believe that this okay, so we as an investor always invest in small cap, considering, and this is always the selling point as well, that these are the small cap companies which are likely to become future giants. This is the common theme that we identify, and they are playing with our behavior. Yes, the bigger companies like will be around what they are right now, but real scope remains with the small cap companies. Right? This is the common investment pitch, right, which has been given to us, including me. It has come like this way to me, so I'm sharing the fact with you. But if we look at the statistics, if you go to check the numbers, how many of these small cap companies, it's definitely a huge universe. Now, how many of these small cap companies actually turned out to be the large cap companies? So this, if you search this out, you will get the answer. So it is very important to understand what is fundamental analysis and technical analysis. We are not going to do this, but yes, this is also the place where majority confusion prevails. So when we talk about technical analysis, that is widely known to people. That is widely known to people, which says that look at the charts, because prices always oscillate. Prices always oscillate. So it moves in a particular range, and we do have a specific science to analyze all those trends. And then we can try to predict what would be the price movement. So simply we can say technical analysis is an analysis which tries to predict the future price movements. And most of us are using this because we do have tips coming in. Then we have got support, resistance, stop loss. All these things have come through technical analysis only. It's for short-term profit. It is not for wealth creation, number one. Now, another analysis is fundamental analysis. There also prevails a lot of confusion. So when said fundamental analysis, probably you would have heard this term. Definitely most doctors read a lot. So this is not a strange term, I believe. So fundamental analysis typically talks about you identify the stocks which are mispriced. So market tractions or all these movements in the market always makes a few stock mispriced, means undervalued or overvalued. So here the fundamental analyst buys the mispriced stock and sells it when it is fairly priced. So once again, it is not a science which will help us create the wealth for long term. बताते ना लोग fundamental analysis करो, but it doesn't work always. So we really know. So we actually get confused by reading these terms, that this is the fundamental call, this is the fundamental investment. So what is fundamental that we have to identify? Once again, it is for shorter periods, it is not for long-term wealth creation. So how do you build long-term wealth using this asset class? So first of all, be reasonable with your return expectations. How would you invest? Three different ways. Either you can pick up the quality stocks, which are very important for our country and economy. There could be multiple sessions on how do you select this stock, but select a quality stock. Another important thing is that if we want to stay away from our behavioral biases, frankly, like if I do have some of the stocks with me, I may not be selling it if they are doing really bad, but mutual funds are always good at that. Right? So where our emotions are not involved, they buy something quality and they sell when they don't see the quality. So that is also the asset class we have to explore. You have to invest in some of the quality stocks, but you would also be investing in mutual funds, right, which don't give you extraordinary returns, but at least they do have a stable portfolio. And there is one more better thing available with us, that is the ETFs. So contemporarily, that is the latest thing you can always check. May I request Rahul to please turn off his mic? I've done it thrice. ETF, that is the contemporary thing nowadays. ETFs are usually created on indices. explore this. This will definitely help you a lot.
I'm calling him. So please continue.
Yeah, sure. So ETF are usually created on indexes. So recently there was something very interesting which I read about Warren Buffett, that he challenged a particular hedge fund and he actually had a bet like that my index ETF would generate better return than a hedge fund. And actually, who won the bet? It was Warren Buffett only. So index funds have a different power. First of all, they are least costly. And number two is that they benefit from a term that is called survivorship bias. That means all the best stocks of the country would always be there in the portfolio. There are three interesting ways through which you can invest in this asset class as a fraction of your portfolio, not all the money at a time. So this is how we look at equities. And yes, definitely, what is equity? That itself demands one more session. Okay, we look at one interesting asset class. This is really, really very important asset class. I always keep suggesting everybody like that you should be investing in the precious metals. And I slightly go back. When it comes to equity, this is also the place where a majority people miss out. Do note that we shouldn't be investing in equity of one particular country. So if I'm investing, because majority of our money would be invested in Indian stock markets, which is slightly giving us a relief because in last 5 days it has zoomed up by 3,000 points. It is giving us a lot of happiness now. But still, we shouldn't be investing all our money in one market. Think about investing in international markets. So we do have different funds like Nasdaq 100 and so, which are investing in the American indices. So don't forget to take exposure to those indices as well for wealth creation. It will give you a different level of diversification. Because you can understand when Indian markets are in trouble, not necessarily US markets are in trouble. And we understand that that is the market which is driving the entire world, then why shouldn't we invest in that particular market? And you would also be checking the return which is there in US market, because there also prevails a myth that US market is a developed market which is not giving good returns. Indian market is a developing market, so it should give better return, but it doesn't go that way. Do check the statistics. Google can easily give you, and definitely we can talk about that in the question answer. Now, gold as an asset class is really very important. Why? Because it provides cushion. Number one, it saves our portfolio from tremendous downside which typical stock market can bring. Now, there always is a confusion. What is the correct way to invest in gold? Is it a physical form? Is it through jewelry form? I always say if you want to consume gold, you want to have it for pleasure, buy in physical. But if you are an investor and you want to make money out of it, that means someday my money has grown to a particular extent, I would be happy to sell that asset class to encash वो physical gold में कभी नहीं होता है. So that has been the reason ETF, exchange traded fund, gold ETFs are many in our market right now. So you can explore it. This is the correct way to invest in gold because it's not for consumption, it is for wealth creation. So on an average, we can say in last 10 years, gold has rewarded very nicely. It is 8 to 10%, but had returns been lower, then also I would have the same idea because I want to protect my portfolio from downside. And on an average, we can understand when world has unrest, then gold is the asset class which would perform like anything. And that has also been the reason for gold to zoom up in recent time. So we have to create wealth with what we can say, taking the controlled position. So gold can definitely help us out in that particular matter. One more. This is one very interesting thing which has been asked repetitively in many of these sessions. So I introduced it today also. It's REIT. Because Indians have a natural love and affection. One is with gold, another with real estate. With prices of real estate zooming up in most of the states now, Is it a worth investment opportunity for the retailers? That's a big question. Most of the times people uh, buy real estate for consumption and that they consider it as investments. That's a wrong thing. Another interesting part which people do is they buy the real estate for letting it out, for generating rent. That is also quite troublesome thing because you have to manage the tenant, you have to maintain the property. Like it eats up a lot of time of yours. So we do have, probably you would have heard about it. If not, I'll guide you. These are the real estate investment trust, started with Embassy Office Park. So what they do is they have high quality real estates, like what we can see in Bandra Kurla in Mumbai. So such kind of real estates they do have high quality assets and high quality tenants. So every real estate company would disclose who are their tenants and how long, for how long they've signed the lease with them. So all these things are available on their website. Here, instead of you buy a property and getting into all this trouble, you buy the units of REIT, which is much liquid compared to a physical real estate. The liquidity of REIT is simply unparalleled. You can't compare. It is very, very liquid. And how much return do you expect from your own property? So in general, if I buy a commercial property, I buy a residential property, I wouldn't be expecting anything more than 5% net in my hand. But these are the high quality properties which are generating the rental yield somewhere between 6 to 8%. You can check, it is much more transparent. So first of all, without me taking any trouble about which property to buy, like how to maintain it, who are the tenants, vacancy period, at the time of sale, once again, those hefty brokerages, stamp duty, nothing is to be paid. Just buy from the stock exchange, stay invested, keep earning the rental. And yes, you would have smaller price appreciation also of these properties. Hence, this is definitely a superior idea compared to me buying the property. And that has been the reason, because they are liquid. I can change the proportion of the same in my portfolio. So it is a good time that I bring this asset class also in my portfolio. Reason being, once again, making money is an objective, but many a times protecting the portfolio should also be an objective. So gold REIT can definitely help us out in very, very sad situations of the market. And one more asset class, that would be the last one in our discussion, and our question answer would begin soon. That is debt. This is also the asset class which people don't invest widely. Essentially, retailers never invest in debt market, so they would better be investing in FDs. But this is the market which has got phenomenal opportunities. This market is bigger than the equity market. For the knowledge purpose, I can share. Now, if I buy and hold, then definitely I would be having a return of 7 to 10%. But if you meet your advisor who is having good knowledge of the debt market, he can advise you about the time or entry points in this particular asset class. And he can also guide you about the exit points, which are not very difficult to predict when this asset class is concerned. And once again, it has like the return around 7 to 10%. If you hold it, then also it's not bad, and protects your portfolio when overall markets are falling down. That is one more added benefit. And if you can time it with self-learning or with an advisor, then definitely it can bring a very good return when stock markets are falling down, because it actually performs with the changes in interest rate which RBI does. So all in all, I can say in single statement that when interest rates fall down, this is the product which will do really well. When interest rates are going up, you can expect around 7 to 10% from this product. But when it's falling down, it can give you very good return. So this is also an asset class which one should have. So once again, I would say wealth creation is an activity wherein you should have a set target, which is a reasonable target, achievable target with reasonable expectations, of course. And for that, you set the combination of different asset classes so that with the controlled position, with the proper risk management, you have the desired outcomes available. That's how the wealth creation would happen. So typical trading activity in the market is definitely one of the important thing in this market. But yes, that is not true wealth creation. So this is what all the best books of finance talk about wealth creation. There is long-term sustainable wealth creation. Now, once again, now there are so many challenges. So this looks academically perfect that I should be having like 60% equity, then 20% debt, 20% gold. I can have this combination theoretically. But when it comes to implementing in real life, it is really a challenge. You have to hire somebody who would do all these things for you, number one, or you keep an eye. And in both the cases, you would always struggle with two things. One is the transaction charges that you will incur when you buy and sell the asset class, and another is the typical concept of tax. So when you sell the asset class, definitely there would be capital gains and you have to pay. So that will further suppress your return. And that has been the reason as an investor, we never think about building our asset allocation based portfolio. So these are two very interesting instruments, which is highly recommended nowadays by different advisors, which say that like these are the products which will help you out balance your portfolio in terms of asset allocation. So when markets are likely to fall down, you can like build sizable debt, then once again come to equity. That is very much possible, and most of you would be having it. The first one is unit linked insurance plan. Of course, the tax benefit is available up to annual premium of 2.5 lakh. But yes, of course, it's a 20-year product, so you would be investing good amount of money in this product. And you can claim the tax benefit. Your maturity value is tax free. So in ULIP, what happens, you can change the asset allocations as per your expectations without incurring any transaction cost, pay no tax there. And at maturity, which is typically after 20 years, you get all your money tax free. No tax at all. So whatever it may be, so like if you're investing 2.5 lakh rupees every year and it goes on for 20 years, then you would have invested 50 lakh rupees. And after 20 years, you get sizable amount of money with active portfolio management, and still you would be paying no tax on it. So that is a wonderful opportunity anybody can explore. It is available as of now, then try to explore it. And one more product which is not much recommended unless you are planning for retirement as a whole, then that is NPS. So similar facilities also available in NPS, wherein you can shift the asset classes based on the different scenarios of the market without incurring any taxation and the transaction charges. Right. So this is what I wanted to share, that wealth creation is possible over a long period of time if you understand all the asset classes properly and deeply, and you create a portfolio which is always a controlled portfolio which can help you reach your goals easily. So this was the thing from my side. Now I'll be very happy to answer your questions. Prashant sir, to you now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for wonderful and excellent, very lucid presentation, sir. It was eye-opener, because we always, many doctors come to me, they always ask कि stocks क्या है, stocks बताओ, market ऊपर जा रहा है, नीचे जा रहा है. So everybody is behind the only equity market. Nobody invests in debt market. So my strategy is, when our people come to me, you will not get all the saving amount of complete year at one go. So every month you have almost 1 lakh, 2 lakh rupees of investable sizable amount. And every time market is not ready, or stocks are not available at cheaper rates. So I do advise them, you park your money in debt market, liquid market, where you can get money on the very next day. So whatever investable money you have every month, husband wife मिला के दो 1 lakh भी होता है, so you park that money in debt market, and whenever there is a chance, when gold falls or good stocks are getting fall, so you can divert that money to debt market. Similarly, this thing is true for our REITs also and gold also. So these are the all the things are going to make you a wealthy person, not only equity market. So it is very important to understand that. So asset allocation is important, and for that we must have all the asset classes to create a wealth for our next generation, or for to live a wealthy life after 10 to 20 years. Yes, sir. So we have some questions.
Yes, sir,
Like
please.
how to invest in Nasdaq, US stocks, or international market.
Yes. So, sir, can we take the name of the products here at this platform?
Yes, sir, you can take, because nobody is associated with. I am not, or you are not associated. So
Yes.
you can just name few. And this is again a disclaimer. We are not promoting any company
Exactly.
or any stock. Please understand this. You must know the name. That's why.
So when I said that you would be taking an exposure to international markets also, because it is well written in all the financial theories and your investment theories. So one of the product you can explore is the first one, and very important, is Motilal Oswal's Nasdaq 100. राइट, जैसे हम स्टॉक मार्केट से शेयर्स खरीदते हैं, सिमिलर मैनर में आप मोतीलाल ओसवाल का नास्डेक 100 खरीद सकते हो. इट वुड बी राइट 185 रुपीज राइट नाउ. आप एक यूनिट भी खरीद सकते हो मार्केट से. दैट इज डेफिनेटली वेरी मच एडवांटेजियस. सो आप 100% इंडियन स्टॉक मार्केट में इन्वेस्टमेंट ना करो. लाइक अपने से थोड़ा पढ़ के सेट अ कॉम्बिनेशन लाइक 25%, जस्ट बता रहा हूँ, 25% इन नास्डेक and 75% in Indian indices. So that's a very good combination you can always have.
Correct. Then next question is, what is the best option to invest in gold? Gold ETFs or sovereign gold bond?
Sir, sovereign gold bond is end story now.
Yeah.
So
please explain to our participants, because they still think sovereign gold bond is the best thing.
So it is absolutely a wonderful thing that was brought to us. But actual में, like, I can share a few statistics what happened. Like अभी जो मैंने जब starting level पे SGB आया था, so I bought SGB at around 3,700 rupees. And now it is that is surprising to many. Now it is more than 8,000 per gram of gold.
Correct.
So what has happened? My own holding period return is 125%. So government का इसमें आइडिया क्या था कि गोल्ड इज नॉट एक्सप्लोर्ड इन इंडिया, इट इज ऑलवेज इम्पोर्टेड. और वो काफी ज्यादा गवर्नमेंट के फॉरेक्स पे प्रेशर लाता था. सो दे सेड दैट कि जिनको गोल्ड एज एन असेट क्लास यूज करना है फॉर इन्वेस्टमेंट पर्पस, तो उनको गोल्ड नहीं खरीदना चाहिए. दे वुड बेटर बी इन्वेस्टिंग इन एसजीबी. एंड जब एसजीबी लॉन्च हुआ, उससे पहले का अगर मैं आपको स्टैटिस्टिक्स बताऊं, तो गोल्ड वॉज फेयरली रिटर्निंग 5% पर एनम. उससे ज्यादा गोल्ड रिटर्न नहीं दे रहा था हमें. So government thought like 5% is the on an average gold appreciation, and 2.5% में interest देना है, so that is 7.5%, which will end up paying to the gold investors. और सामने government को काफी ज्यादा फायदा forex में हो रहा था. But in last, you can see 7-8 years, essentially post COVID, the gold has zoomed up like anything. तो गोल्ड का वैसे भी रिटर्न आप देख लो इन लास्ट 5 years is more than 10%, and on the top of it government had to pay 2.5%. The cost of money has increased to government like anything. So in the process of repairing something, they goofed up many things. So finally, that product has gone away from us. तो नए SGB नहीं आ रहे हैं. So still जो already थे वो market में available है. So if you wish to buy SGB, you can buy from the market. Like till the time they all mature. But I would still say कि SGB तो है ही है option available. But you can also explore ETF, because which are much more liquid compared to SGB. आप SGB खरीद लोगे, फिर बेच नहीं पाओगे उतने easily if you want to make an exit. But ETFs are easy to exit products.
Correct. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And the question that everybody wants to get answer is, what is ideal asset allocation as per the? This is a very personal question, but still tough guidelines you can elaborate.
Sir, I think voice cracked. If you can repeat the question. Sorry.
Ideal asset allocation.
Ideal asset allocation. That's the question which nobody can answer. But yes, we do have a theory of John Bogle. That is a wonderful theory. He said that how much a debt you should have in your portfolio.
Okay.
So that is equal to your age.
Yes.
So if I'm 40, then I would be having around 40% debt, gold and REIT club together in my portfolio, and 60% can be in stock market.
Okay, correct. Thank you, sir. Sir has already answered this question. Can you purchase SGBs from secondary market? So you can go and now purchase. What are the average return of ULIPs?
ULIPs are, ULIPs are, okay, I'll guide in a different way. So when you pick up a ULIP, they would mention you around 8 to 10 different schemes. You can select any of it. If you pick up equity scheme, then it would have typical 11 to 14% return. If you pick up debt scheme, then it would have return compared to debt. यूलिप में आपको सिलेक्ट करना होता है कि लाइक विच स्कीम यू वांट टू पिक अप. तो आप जो अपना कॉम्बिनेशन बनाओगे उसका यूनिक रिटर्न होगा. बट यस, if you pick up equity, it will be in line with other equity funds.
On the top of that, whatever tax you are going to save over the period of,
Yes,
that is an additional.
Yes.
Yes. So the next question is, please give your opinion on US and China markets. US versus China.
US versus China. That is once again a very difficult question to answer, because what we come across is by reading newspaper only. So
Yeah.
what is happening actually, that is known to nobody. So it is very difficult to comment as of now.
Correct. But whatever thing is that India is very stable and going very strong. So you should focus on Indian growth story.
We shouldn't skip India, because
Correct.
we are the largest population in the world, and we are having the highest consumption capacity compared to any other country. तो आप आपके इन्वेस्टमेंट का पोर्टफोलियो थोड़ा शफल करो. If you have got exposure to other sectors, then shift to the sectors which are based on consumption.
Correct.
That can help you out. Then there was also one question which I read, that was about how do we invest in REIT.
It's correct. Yeah.
So I'll guide you. There are 4 REITs available. आप चेक करिएगा कौन से एरिया में कौन सा REIT ऑपरेट करता है. दे आर ऑपरेटिंग इन डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ अवर कंट्री. एम्बेसी इज नंबर 1. नंबर 2 उसके बाद आया था माइंड स्पेस. थर्ड इज ब्रूकफील्ड, एंड फोर्थ इज नेक्सस मॉल. So Nexus Mall, which we can see, which is there in all these cities, तो Nexus Mall का भी REIT है. So they are generating rental income from all their shops, and they are passing on to us. तो ये 4 के 4 आपको NSE and BSE से मिल जाएंगे खरीदने के लिए, like you buy the stocks.
Can you do SIP in ETFs?
Of course you can. See, now do have so many mobile apps जो आपका trading platform है, which will help you out to set the auto purchase.
Yes.
It's not typically SIP, but आप उसमें मैंडेट डाल सकते हो दैट महीने के ये दिन मेरा 5,000 रुपए का, 10,000 रुपए का, 1 लाख रुपए का ETF खरीदा जाए. सो वो पॉसिबल है.
और थोड़ी पर्सनल क्वेश्चन अभी आ रहे हैं फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग की तरफ. हाउ कैन वी यूज HUF अकाउंट इन हॉस्पिटल सेटअप? So
I think you can have a chartered accountant which can answer this question in much better way.
Yeah. Your opinion for next 2 years in such a volatile circumstances, where to invest: mutual fund, equity, debt, gold, or else?
Yes. So see, if 2 years is a very short period of time, so if you ask me a question, what would be after 25 years, then that is at least after 10 years, then it is much more better to answer. See, all of us are going to stay in this country like for next 10 years. Then in the back of mind, we are optimistic about the economy. Right or not?
Yes, correct.
So fact is that this downs are always short term. Like market में 2 cycle होते हैं. एक होता है like over optimism, और दूसरा होता है pessimism, and that is mostly out of the behavioral biases. So everybody, as I said, anticipated something crazy from the stock markets. So all the retailers came to the market and made this market much more expensive. तो अब ये corrective zone में जा रहा है. So it will, and ये हमेशा, it is not this time. Like I have been individually investing since I was a student since 2002-3. तो अभी काफी 20-22 साल का मेरा जो एक्सपीरियंस रहा ये मार्केट से, it says that ये चलते ही रहता है. Market is always up, down, but ultimately it grows with the growth of GDP. So till the time country is expected to do well, don't worry about the market. Consider all the dips in the market as an opportunity. If you are confused about which stock to buy, don't buy stocks, invest in index only through
Correct.
ETFs. That is always the best way.
Sir, you are talking about all these asset classes, but our doctors are went way beyond these asset classes and went to crypto and
Exactly.
forex investment, and many of them have lost money and got into trap of some unregistered illegal forex traders, investors who give us a guarantee of 5 to 10% per month returns. So, what are these asset classes, or whether we should have what should be our strategy?
See, we have taken as of now some of the basic asset classes. Now, crypto is going to be accepted. It has already been accepted as one of the asset class, and soon we would also be having some of the funds which will give an exposure to crypto. But still, from Indian aspect, it hasn't been accepted properly as an asset class.
Correct.
And investing in crypto, we have seen we had so many different and unique ways of investing in cryptos. So far, our country is not promoting that asset class. It is better we stay away from that asset class.
Correct.
Let our government approve it first, then it's our turn to invest in that. In fact, RBI has consistently shown some concern about people investing in these asset classes.
Restraining them from investing.
Exactly. It is crypto and another derivatives.
Derivatives, yes. So, gold mutual funds or gold Bs, I think sir has answered. Gold ETFs are very good option, and real estate and.
Sir, I'll take one more opportunity.
Yes,
because gold mutual fund is by altogether a different concept.
Correct.
Gold mutual fund invest in the shares of gold mining companies, and gold ETF is actually backing the gold that we know. So that is a structural difference between two.
Yes. Real estate and mutual fund, which is better?
See, real estate and mutual funds. Which mutual fund? Equity mutual fund? Which kind of mutual fund?
So because what happens, sir, being doctors, we invest so much of our money, black type of money, in real estate. So that's why people have so much of real estate. पुणे में एक फ्लैट है, मुंबई में एक फ्लैट है, आजू बाजू जमीन है, वो कोई देखने वाला नहीं है जमीन में, फिर भी still equity mutual fund. The question.
Equity mutual fund. Okay. Now, see, sir, these are two very different asset classes and with two very different risk and return concepts. So, equity is risky. Equity is a business, right, which can definitely has a possibility of generating better returns compared to real estate by large. Now, real estate also has very unique characteristic. You are buying an open land. You are buying a land in city area. You are buying a commercial property, residential property. All those things have different risk and reward ratios. But yes, and real estate also in physical form have a unique ways to buy. So not naming anything, but yes, it has unique ways to buy, which is appealing to many. But if you've got everything white, REITs are much better and less headache in terms of managing those asset classes.
Correct. Any other questions? Gold ETF returns versus gold mutual fund return. Please guide. Manju Gupta, Dr. Manju Gupta.
Sir, it is always better to invest in gold instead of gold mutual funds because mutual funds haven't rewarded more because they are investing in shares of gold mining companies. So it is based on their profitability and anticipated price of the gold. I would always recommend कि आप gold ETF में ही investment करो because your objective would be to earn money with the appreciation in gold.
Mutual fund, Dr. Dilip, mutual fund versus shares, which is better?
See, if you are very good at selecting stocks, quality stocks, वो trap वाले नहीं. Because many a times I have seen कि ये बहुत common होता है. And with high ticket investors, ये बहुत ही common होता है कि in rising market they buy these shares with a lot of enthusiasm. But जब market गिरता है, तो market 10% गिरा, but उनका portfolio 30, 40, 50% गिर जाता है. And that is very common story with everybody. है ना?
Yes.
So in pursuit of earning that extra return, we tend to lose a lot. So if you are not pro at selecting the stocks, म्यूचुअल फंड्स आर वे बेटर. एंड अभी तो म्यूचुअल फंड में डायरेक्ट प्लान्स भी है, सो डोंट वरी मोर अबाउट कॉस्ट्स. And if you're still worried about cost, then go to ETFs, straight away index ETFs, which are having almost negligible charges, 0.05%. That is almost free.
Debt mutual funds versus debt ETFs, sectoral mutual fund versus multi-asset mutual fund.
Debt ETFs won't be available in India. We do have only debt mutual fund. The ideal question would have been, आपको गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटी वाला म्यूचुअल फंड लेना चाहिए या बाकी तरह के डेट म्यूचुअल फंड्स लेने चाहिए. सो दैट वुड हैव बीन द अप्रोप्रिएट क्वेश्चन, बिकॉज ये अभी इतना डिटेल में नॉलेज में भी नहीं होगा सबके. सो डेट म्यूचुअल फंड्स में हमारे पास कॉर्पोरेट ड्रिवन भी म्यूचुअल फंड्स होते हैं, एंड वी डू हैव म्यूचुअल फंड विच इज इन्वेस्टिंग ओनली इन गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटीज. तो ये थोड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक है, तो इतने शॉर्ट टाइम में मैं उसको आंसर नहीं कर पाऊंगा विच वन टू पिक अप.
Mr. Shah, your advice on LIC insurance.
सी, अगर आपको एफडी करना है, right, I hope this question is asked considering LIC as an investment opportunity, not
Correct.
vehicle to buy insurance. तो अगर आपको मैं सिंपल एग्जांपल दूं, इसीलिए तो गवर्नमेंट ने इसमें लिमिट डाल दिया ना, कि लोग क्या करते थे कि एफडी करना है 25 लाख रुपए का, उससे अच्छा 25 लाख का मैं इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी ले लेता हूँ. सो विच इज इफ बोथ गिव मी आइडेंटिकल, मान लो 6-7% रिटर्न, तो एफडी का तो मुझे हर साल 30% टैक्स लगने वाला है, इंश्योरेंस पे नहीं लगेगा. राइट. सो ये बहुत ही कॉमन मैथोडोलॉजी था जो एडवाइजर्स फॉलो करवाते थे, विच गवर्नमेंट कुड आइडेंटिफाई. तो इसीलिए गवर्नमेंट ने फिर ऐसा कर दिया कि 1 साल में 5 लाख रुपए तक का प्रीमियम भरोगे तब तक की टैक्स बेनिफिट है, उसके ऊपर नहीं है.
Correct.
तो अभी आई थिंक ये भी क्वेश्चन हमारा निकल गया कि एफडी वर्सेस एलआईसी, वो भी निकल गया अभी.
Direct mutual funds or through advisor. I think direct mutual fund, if you are able to find out good mutual funds, you are expert at that, you can go for direct mutual funds. Or if you going through the advisor, he will charge some fees that is acceptable, but he is in an agent, then he will not give you direct mutual funds, he will give a regular plan. So you have to decide what to do. Gold ETF or Kalyan Jewelers like shares, which are better? I think gold ETF is better. It is like buying a mid cap or small cap company like Kalyan Jewelers or other jewelers type of things. So they have many things. They are not doing only jewelries, but they are also doing silver and other precious metals and everything. तो ज्वेलरी का दुकानदार वो अलग चीज हो गया. Gold ETF is directly following the gold prices. So internationally they are following gold prices. So better is gold ETFs. If this is the best time to buy, which share to prefer? I think this is we are not any civil advisors or anything, so this we will not answer. Please don't ask any because if anybody buys, like sir has already told, we have big ticket size, so something goes haywire, then we are all in trouble. Because this recording we are publishing on our YouTube channel, so this will be available recording to everybody's. So we don't want to get into trouble. So no person thinks, you better advice, get advice from your financial advisor. I think any other questions or others I will summarize. So if you have, can you recommend any close-ended fund at open market? Sir, how to select best mutual fund, where so many multi-sectoral mutual fund comes nowadays? I think mutual funds next month we are calling Axis Mutual Funds Vice President. I will try to bring him next month. Then you can answer all these questions. This will be a better session. Next month I am trying to bring Dr. Sri Hariharan sir. Next month we will see that. So I will wind up. If you have all seniors, Sir Bakmore sir, should I wind or we should take further questions? Jaya ma'am.
Yes, you can take the further questions. Time, yeah, it is just 10:10.
Yeah,
you can take further questions.
Yeah, please. Other questions? How to select best mutual funds, where so many multi-sectoral mutual funds are coming nowadays. So best mutual fund is, I think, as I told you, this is very specific question. Any other question related to asset allocation, asset classes?
How much percentage in as far as the real estate is concerned, if you consider the 100% asset allocation? So
So, as a
approx.
sir, please, if you can answer this question, Prashant sir.
Ideally, see, on an average, what happens, I'll tell you. Majority of the Indians, first of all, like we don't have a habit of actually analyzing our portfolio. So first of all, like though we are losing numbers, we are only 57 now. But see, what you should be doing first as a homework, that whatever investments you have, like take FDs, mutual funds, direct stocks, your investment in real estate, everything, you make a sum total of it. And then identify the proportion of all the different asset classes, like how much FD, how much equity, how much real estate. And you would be surprisingly identifying that real estate is having a lot of weight in your portfolio. Right? Typically, 75% of Indian money goes to FD and real estate. Right? So that has been the reason. If I'm exploring real estate as an investment vehicle, it's like 20-25% in my portfolio is fair enough.
So should we consider our currently residing home and hospital in that?
No, that is not your real estate investment. That is one is your business asset, another is your consumption asset. That is not your real estate investment.
Okay, that should be minus. So that will come in net worth.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We are very, as Prashant has already said, one flat here, one flat there, one flat. And again the Indian psyche, typical Indian psyche, अरे बहुत पुराना घर है, बहुत emotions रहते हैं उसके साथ, इसको बेचना नहीं.
Is it good idea to have aggressive debt fund or for short term period like 3 years as in SIP mode?
Yeah, one can use. Yes, definitely.
As I told you, so this is a strategy that many people are using to park their investable money for a period of short term of time. Long term, we do advise equity type of mutual fund. Is it advisable to invest in unlisted market or pre-IPOs?
See, if you check the downsides of it, then you will definitely understand it. So just figure out, like read the statistics, how many of the unlisted stocks which eventually got listed rewarded people. It is a typical bull cycle wherein like horses run, donkeys run, everybody runs. But it is not a consistent strategy. So unlisted space is quite tricky because many times you don't know about the valuations. And it has happened with so many people in the companies like Paytm also, like it was offered unlisted at roughly 2,500 and after listing it was at nowhere. So it is very risky. I would say for wealth creation, you need something strong and sturdy, not something very tricky.
SWP.
Yeah, SWP is a very good strategy to rebalance your portfolios. And ultimately, at one point of time in our life, we would retire. So at that time also, SWP would help us out a lot in terms of generating regular cash flows. But it is a very good strategy to realign your portfolio.
To appoint a wealth advisor, is it a good idea?
Of course, sir. It is
and means how to identify the good wealth advisor?
It is
just you said a SEBI registered.
Yeah, he has to be SEBI registered. It is similar like we find out a good doctor. You have to find out a good wealth advisor.
Sir, I usually give as an example, sir, Pakmode sir, मैं हर बार एग्जांपल देता हूँ कि सपोज किसी को अपना बच्चा दिखाना है एक पीडियाट्रिशियन को, वी ऑल आर पीडियाट्रिशियन. सो दो चीजें हम यहाँ देखते हैं, एक तो उसका क्वालिफिकेशन क्या है, वो बच्चों का ही डॉक्टर होना चाहिए सबसे पहले, ही मस्ट बी पीडियाट्रिशियन नॉट अ जनरल प्रैक्टिशनर. तो आपको अगर बच्चे का डॉक्टर के पास जाना है तो आप बच्चे का डॉक्टर ही देखोगे, तो उसका क्वालिफिकेशन बच्चों का होना चाहिए, डॉक्टर स्पेशलिटी, फर्स्ट थिंग. सेकंड थिंग, आपने डिसाइड कर लिया मेरे आजू बाजू 4 डॉक्टर्स हैं बच्चों के, तो इनमें से किसको दिखाना है, तो व्हाट यू विल सी इसमें से सीनियर कौन है जिसको एक्सपीरियंस ज्यादा किया है, तो देन यू विल सर्च दैट हु इज अ सीनियर मोस्ट पीडियाट्रिशियन and then you will go for that. तो ये दो चीजें हमको किसी भी बंदे के साथ, मेरा चार्टर्ड वेल्थ मैनेजर कोर्स करने का पीछे लॉजिक ये था कि मुझे मैं मेरे फैकल्टी को समझा रहा हूँ, कुछ सिखा रहा हूँ, तो मुझे कुछ आना चाहिए कि वेल्थ इंडस्ट्री में क्या हो रहा है। तो ये दो चीजें आप लोगों को देखनी पड़ेगी। और दूसरी इसके आगे जाने वाली बात, जैसे हम एमबीबीएस करते हैं तो वी आर नॉट लाइसेंस टू प्रैक्टिस, करेक्ट। वी नीड टू गो फॉर महाराष्ट्र मेडिकल काउंसिल, भाई मैंने एमबीबीएस कंप्लीट कर लिया है, मुझे लाइसेंस दो, मुझे रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर दो। सिमिलरली, नॉट बीइंग सीडब्ल्यूएम, आई एम नॉट क्वालिफाइड एज अ फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर, नॉट इवन राइट ऑन माय विजिटिंग कार्ड आल्सो कि मैं फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर हूँ। तो मुझे सेबी के पास जाना पड़ता है कि ये मेरा क्वालिफिकेशन है, आई नीड प्लीज गिव मी रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर सो आई कैन लीगली मैनेज एंड गिव एडवाइस टू माय क्लाइंट्स। तो ये तीन चार चीजें, क्वालिफिकेशन, एक्सपीरियंस एंड रजिस्ट्रेशन, ये तीन चीजें हम सब लोगों को देखनी ही चाहिए कि हमारा फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर कौन है। So bad part is that people are not getting registered, and there are only 1500 people who are SEBI registered investors. So we are lacking such wealth investors and advisors in India. That's why so many such CWM, CFP courses are being coming to India, and mostly we will have so many wealth advisors. Sir, your take.
See, the first question, why we do not have so many wealth advisors? Because simply देखो question क्या आ गया सामने, देखो we can read the questions.
How much they
How much they charge? Right. So everybody is concerned about nothing personal here, but everything it is in general. Like in our state, in Gujarat also, like it is hub for stock market, we know. But होता क्या है कि यहाँ पर किसी को advisory charge देने में interest नहीं है. Right. So ये हमारा, like in, if you go to US, Canada, Australia, UK, right, we do have qualified people and people have to pay money to them. Then only then their finances are taken care of. And of course, like these are the people, आपका जो mental strain है in terms of managing money, वो पूरा handle कर लेंगे. So you'll be at peace of mind. आपका focus only in earning money. Rest of the part is taken care by those professionals. And that's what our regulator is planning to promote in our country.
सर अभी कैसे हो रहा है पता है कि सर, आप बच्चा लेके जा रहे हो पीडियाट्रिशियन के पास और उसको आप फीस नहीं दे रहे हो, आप मेडिकल वाले से सिर्फ वो ये आपको कह रहा है कि बस ये मेरे दुकान से आपको ये मेडिसिन लेनी है, आप बस मीठी मीठी बातें कर रहे हैं और बोल रहे हैं बस मेडिकल यहाँ से ले रहा है। तो मेरी अर्निंग कहाँ से हो रही है? जो आप सो कॉल्ड फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर्स है या फिर एजेंट्स है, उनका अर्निंग यही से हो रहा है। दे अर्न फ्रॉम द कमीशन दैट वी आर गोइंग टू इन्वेस्ट ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ 10-20 years. तो ये सिस्टम सेबी को बंद करना है कि यू चार्ज, यू फीस, टेक एडवाइस, बात खत्म। और बंदे को जो है आपको डायरेक्ट प्लान देना है और लीगली उसको पूरा एडवाइस ऑन पेपर ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट में देना है। तो ही इज आल्सो रिस्पांसिबल फॉर व्हाटएवर एडवाइसेस ही इज गिविंग।
There is one more thing I will add to here. अभी आपका जो भी म्यूचुअल फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर रहेगा, right? Somebody is making your investments, right? तो अगर मान लो if I say you are having a 1 CR portfolio right now, तो आपका डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर आपसे 1% तो उसका कमा ही रहा है. He is anyway earning for doing nothing. He is earning just आपका थोड़ा आपको फैसिलिटेट और थोड़ा फैसिलिटीज प्रोवाइड करने के लिए he is charging 1 lakh rupees. बट इसमें माइंडसेट क्या होता है? इफ आई हायर एन एडवाइजर तो वो चार्ज मुझे नहीं लगेगा बिकॉज ही विल शिफ्ट ऑल योर मनी टू डायरेक्ट प्लान्स. बिकॉज सेबी ने क्लियरली बताया कि अगर मैं फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर हूं तो मैं ऐसे कमीशन नहीं कमा सकता हूं. दैट्स द क्लियर स्टांस ऑफ सेबी. सो इफ आई एम हैविंग 1 CR पोर्टफोलियो विथ मी तो मेरा 1 लाख रुपए तो बच रहा है, कम से कम बच रहा है. तो वो सामने वाले को मुझे देने में प्रॉब्लम नहीं होना चाहिए. बट इट इज टिपिकली साइकोलॉजिकल गेम है ये, एंड दैट हैज बीन द रीजन हमारे कंट्री में ये फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजरी उतना सक्सेसफुल नहीं हो पा रहा है.
So list of wealth advisor you will get on the SEBI's
website.
And how they charge, they have two types of charging system. First is means whatever the hurdle rate is there, after that suppose आपको कुछ 15% 12% उसने बता दिया है, अगर उसके ऊपर प्रॉफिट आता है तो 20% he will charge. Otherwise on the complete asset that you are having he is managing 1% 2% तक वो लोग चार्ज करते हैं. और some people also charge fees wise like 20,000 30,000 per person in the family. ये ऐसे प्रकार के अलग अलग मॉडल इसके अंदर है.
Correct. And you can also go a step further because I believe most of the doctors are in requirement of the portfolio managers.
Yes.
Instead of typical financial advisor. है ना?
Yes.
alternate investments, ये सारे बहुत सारे asset classes है. अब आज तो हमने बहुत ही basic asset class ली है, but we do have alternate asset class which is very good for the people like you.
Like,
Like AIF.
yes, AI.
So they are like having multiple options available for the big ticket investors. तो वो भी आप एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हो. सो यू आर इन बेटर नीड ऑफ पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजर्स. A wealth advisor can definitely perform that role. वो थोड़ा आपको ढूंढना पड़ेगा who can advise, and they will definitely take you at the at a very good pace in the process of wealth creation.
Tax implication of foreign index fund gains in India.
They would be taxed like a debt fund.
Debt fund. Okay. Can you throw some light on corporate bonds? Is it good to invest in such a bonds? If yes, then which one and how much they have ROI?
See, which one is very difficult to answer at this point. But yes, a corporate, if the fund raising is done by a quality corporate which is having AAA rating, then definitely they are good. And the return offered by them varies based on the overall interest rate scenario. Because now we are in falling interest rate scenario, आपका वो भी return कम तो होगा. But yes, it is going to be much better than what FDs can give you. तो ये भी अच्छा space है.
Is Hong Kong market index is available at our mutual fund market?
No, we do not have, but we do have some of the mutual funds वो मार्केट में इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं. ETF अवेलेबल नहीं है, but we have mutual funds which are having some exposure to Hong Kong markets. आपको मिलेंगे वो mutual funds.
So we are now 10:30. Sir, should we conclude?
Yes, we should conclude.
Sir, so thank you, Prashant sir, for such a wonderful
Thank you so much.
and we have enjoyed really got to answer from all your questions and so much of discussion in today's session. I'm very happy today that people came and asked so many questions. So to summarize, so these are the basic asset classes where you should invest, and if you don't have invested like in gold ETFs, REITs, then debt funds. As I told you, one strategy here, whatever investable amount, money saving amount, or you have every month, you cannot go and purchase at every month, but you wait for a good time to invest in different asset classes. तो आप ये डेट फंड में पार्क कर सकते हो पैसा. So these all things you should use. बेसिक में अगर राडा हो जाता है तो फिर आगे वेल्थ क्रिएशन होगा ही नहीं. तो ये बेसिक वेल्थ क्रिएशन एसेट क्लास में आपको डाइवर्सिफाई करना है. तो ये ऐसे जब मार्केट गिरता है तो सो मेनी पीपल स्टार्ट कॉलिंग अस, ये क्या हो रहा है, कब ऊपर जाएगा और कितने दिन चलेगा. सो ये गड़बड़ नहीं होती है. अगर आपका गोल्ड आपको सपोर्ट कर रहा है, डेट आपका कांस्टेंट रिटर्न दे रहा है, रिट्स आपको कांस्टेंट रिटर्न दे रहा है, तो ये सब चीज आपका बैलेंस पोर्टफोलियो रहता है और आपको अननेसेसरी और एक हाइपरटेंशन की गोली ऐड ऑन करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है. क्योंकि बाद में जब लॉन्ग टर्म अराउंड 60-65 आप जाओगे तो बहुत बड़ा पोर्टफोलियो डॉक्टर्स लोगों का बनता है. मुझे बहुत सारे डॉक्टर का पोर्टफोलियो पता है, काफी सीआरस में होता है. तब ये पोर्टफोलियो काफी डीप हो जाता है तो प्रॉब्लम आ जाती है. क्योंकि ये बेसिक से आपको फ्रॉम डे वन ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट यू शुड स्टार्ट डूइंग प्रॉपर एसेट एलोकेशन एंड डाइवर्सिफिकेशन. तो ये हमने आज बताया है. Please share this recording with your friends of YouTube, so they will get also. Shah sir is well-known faculty all across India. For जो बच्चे wealth creation सीख रहे हैं, they will come at once time सर को मिलने को, सर की क्लास करने को आएंगे. तो अपने को ये इतने अच्छे सर ने आज गाइड किया है. So thank you sir, and please share this recording with your all friends, so they will get proper knowledge and wisdom for wealth creation. So their next generation will make proud that हमारे पिताजी ने, हमारे दादाजी ने बहुत अच्छा सब कुछ वेल्थ क्रिएशन करने का सोच के रखा था. तो थैंक यू. I will hand over to the Jaya madam for vote of thanks.
ऋषि, जया मैडम आहेत का? Wonderful session, Mr. Prashant.
Thank you so
Really
much.
means we are enlightened for so many things. And the beauty of this finance classes is here there are so many curiosities in the mind, and you don't get a proper person to ask me to question those particular things. Means when we arrange such a program,